The recipe for anybody, for any success, is the hard work, the
Mm.
dedication, the never to give up, that attitude, and always true dedication with hard work and commitment will definitely take you to wherever you want to reach. There is no limit to anything.
Hey guys, and welcome to Passion Project, a place where we talk to founders, visionaries, creators, and anybody following their passion. In today's episode, we have the most amazing guest, Kailash Kher, a Padma Shri awarded musician. He's a spiritual and Sufi singer and somebody who's been in some of the most amazing songs possible in this Bollywood industry. We're super excited to have him, and we're lucky to be talking to him about his passion and how he's built himself the most amazing career. So thank you so much, Kailash ji, for joining our podcast. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Manshu. Thank you, Sanjana.
Thank you. So, the first thing we want to know is we want to know a little bit about your journey. How did you start in getting into music, and where did you find that passion or that realization that this is something I am not only good at, but I absolutely love doing?
So before music happened to me, I was actually into spiritual practices, and I was actually a student of Brahmanatva, Karmakand, we call it. So I was going to be priest in a way after having those degrees. And I was actually brought up in an ashram where I studied Sanskrit and Parimarjit Hindi as well, and Vedochar and everything. So I was there. Only thing is, I was a little, misfit kind of a student there,
Okay.
and somehow I wasn't actually enjoying what I I am doing at that
Hmm.
time. So my colleagues, my co-students, they were little age wise also lesser, IQ wise little, I wasn't coping with up with them easily.
Hmm.
So but the best thing happened with me. I was kind of confused in that phase, and that time I used to sing before Ganga Aarti in Rishikesh.
Hmm.
So when I followed, I never learned music formally anywhere. I'm an untrained musician so far. So the kind of music happened to me naturally. I used to write, I used to compose, and I used to sing. So the kind of music I chose to perform actually at that time, there were people, there were saints who used to live in caves and kandras of Himalaya, and they used to come down, वो नीचे आ जाते थे in
Hmm.
the season of winter, and the very, when the snow and everything used to happen there,
Correct.
and those used to open their dushala and they used to whirl. So those
Wow.
natural whirling used to happen when I used to sing, 5 बरस की मीरा लाडली हो, सखियों में खेलन जाए री सुन राणा बाई, खेले तो पाया री मीरा कांगना हो जी, काले काले नाग पिटारे राणा मूंदता, काले काले नाग पिटारे राणा मूंदता, हो दिए मीरा जी के हाथ, हो दिए बहरागन के हाथ, खोल खुलैया मीरा देखती, हवा में बैठे हैं जहरी नाग, मेरी लो लागी हर के ध्यान मैं जी. Those type of singing and that
Amazing.
mesmerizing mystical moment.
Hmm.
So I used to experience something out of this world,
Wow.
and very elevated kind of feeling I used to have at that time. Although people used to call me little mad, little lost, little crazy, but That
Hmm.
very moment gave me confidence that if I like these people, if I like these
Hmm.
souls, and if my music, my feelings, my emotions can make them dance, then definitely these kind of people are there on earth. It's not that only people are superficial, people are just artificial, nothing like that.
Hmm.
There are certain percentage of real souls. So at that time I came to Mumbai, and I started working on my own album, although it took 5 6 years initially,
Right.
but then it took off. And finally today's Kailash Kher, my total span of music journey is only 15 16 years, that's all.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing that lovely song. It was such a treat. So, what is your recipe for success from an independent musician, then film music to Padma awardee? Like, so what would you say is your recipe for success?
The recipe for anybody, for any success, is the hard work, the
Hmm.
dedication, the never to give up, that attitude, and always true dedication with hard work and commitment will definitely take you to wherever you want to reach. There is no limit to anything. We are the prodigy, which might be limited edition but with unlimited strength.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, just take us back to those days where, you said, I'm sure that spirituality is something that, was it something that was gradual for you? Ya fir, like, was it at some point you just felt an energy that kind of absorbed? And was that the leading cause for you to say, I need to pursue this? Or was it the reaction around you that caused you to say, this is something I'm able to have an impact with?
Yeah, Himanshu, actually, my surrounding was basically so much of spiritual practices,
Hmm.
people, practitioners.
Mm,
But only thing is, many of them used to be very mysterious and
Hmm.
mischievous characters.
Wow.
So they could be, they could be, normal people and orbit things doing people, but whenever they used to sing, their different energy, their different light used to reflect. And I was at that time observing when I was only 6 7 years. As a kid I used to observe that, man, if music makes people happy,
Hmm.
then this is what I'm going to choose. Actually, this is where I belong to, because I see people are running after money,
mm,
people make money, people have made money, yet there is a stress around them. I don't see them this, lightness, this
Hmm.
childishness, this naturalness in them. And I miss the real essence of happiness. But the people who are actually struggling every day for their living, and they are so happy, they giggle a lot, they make others giggle a lot,
Hmm.
what kind of people they are. And when they sing, some divine force sings in them. So wow, this is where I belong to, maybe. At that time only I decided. But then later on, because I was very much exposed to film music or to
Hmm.
TV, to Chitrahar, even though in Delhi, but I lived this very sannyasi kind of a childhood.
Hmm.
mm,
And because of which I was only exposed to maximum the spiritual music. That's
Right.
all.
Hmm.
Folk and spiritual music. And because of music and those thoughts, the mantrochar, vedochar, my liking towards music deepens at that time a lot. And by the time I touched teens and things, I left home, and then
Wow.
my real journey started. Because once you leave home without any planning, without any security, without any support system, then definitely you go through the toughest. And once you go through the toughest you become, actually.
Wow.
That's what I am today. And at that time I didn't have confidence that, oh, will I be fit in this modern, so-called modern contemporary world. People are rich, people are wealthy, people can buy things whatever can, be fit in this today's world, and they can be, easily live with that. But I am here, I am craving for everything. Not
Hmm.
craving, but things are there, but I am kind of not fit into it.
Hmm.
So will I be gelling with them in my life, or will I be like isolated one and all? So these confusions used to happen that time. But today, unfortunately or fortunately, wherever I am,
Hmm.
however I am, whatever I am, there are millions of people who get inspired by my way of living, not just singing alone.
Correct.
Because I had practiced in my formative years, I had practiced with minimum, with less.
Hmm.
I think that taught me so many lessons, that yes, what matters is not the quantity but the quality.
Hmm.
Yeah. You also mentioned about how you believe people are inspired by your music and your journey. Who or what was your inspiration along your journey to where you are today?
Everyone, actually, right from my parents to my gurus to my saintly gurus,
Hmm.
and to whoever I came across or whoever crossed our path. So I get inspired by every soul on earth, because
Hmm.
every soul actually is enlightened and is gifted by something unique in itself. Only thing is, people, some people realize it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we count that, oh, uh, like how we have these two eyes, two hands, one nose, everyone has these. But
Hmm.
everyone does not really make the best use of body and soul that
Hmm.
much. So I get inspired by every human, every soul, every species on earth, actually.
Wow.
even
That's
now even
Wow.
now also.
amazing. I wanted to know, Kailash ji, I think the most amazing thing about musicians and creators is the actual creative journey, right? And you mentioned something which is so important. The struggle in your life is what allows you to really create something, I think, especially as an artist. So I just want to understand a little bit about your creative process. How do you stay true to your roots? And is this something where you kind of reflect back on your own life and take inspiration? And what is that process for you like?
Yeah. So if suppose any song I am creating,
Hmm.
the best thing God has gifted me is never I come under pressure. Although it can be a corporate anthem. And
Hmm.
corporate anthem, you are bound to highlight their brand name and things
Hmm.
and all.
Yeah.
Even for movie, for that matter.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So for movie, you have to actually listen to the director, producer, and
Hmm.
go according to their each and every point they want to insert and highlight there. I always listen to them, but after listening to them, I listen to my instinct,
That's
Right.
and that is I called God, Paramatma.
Hmm.
Paramatma is sitting inside my soul. So I also follow that. And then I use the formula called बात चाहे बेसलीके हो मगर बात कहने का सलीका चाहिए. So I do things, a very common thing, but in a very uncommon way.
Hmm.
And
nice.
that's where the real art and artist and creative soul matter. So suppose I don't use things like A for apple.
Hmm.
I don't do, create any things which is literally,
Hmm.
at your face. No, very artistically, very aesthetically. That is what the beauty God has given us. And it's all because of the surrounding of my those saint and spiritual, leaders or
Hmm.
souls. So, like, there is a song called Naam Hai Siddhu,
Hmm.
Hmm.
a song from Chandni Chowk to China.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is a introduction of that hero. Now imagine, I never heard film music in my formative years. Now I am composing for films. So
Yeah.
I am a very new and I am very unique in a way,
Mm,
very
Uh,
Cora. Although I'm acting as though I belong to this so-called world only, and then Nikhil Advani gave me all the brief that this guy is basically street smart, but
mm,
basically Buddhu.
mm,
Initially, you have to portray the hero Buddhu, and
mm.
from Buddhu to a Buddha, he has to be
Right.
shown that in the movie.
yeah.
So we had to introduce him in the same manner also. So I wrote at that time. I get the inspiration from my own life at that time. और सपने देखे बड़े बड़े बड़ा करने से कुछ भी डरे खुली खुली सी बुद्धि इसकी खुली खुली खुशबू SIDHU नाम है सिद्धू नाम है सिद्धू खुशियाँ खुशियों को भी मुंह लटका के बांट रहा है हो मार के मन को प्याज टमाटर काट रहा है बिकॉज ही बिलोंग्स टू पराठा वाली गली चांदनी
Mm.
चौक में पराठा वाली
Wow.
गली में उसके पापा का काम
Right.
है पराठा बनाना हलवाई है वो हलवाई का बेटा है तो
Mm.
मुंह लटका के हलवाई का काम कर रहा है मतलब ही इज नॉट एंजॉइंग व्हाट ही इज डूइंग सो दैट्स हाउ वी हैव टू पोर्ट्रे तो चांदनी चौक का है लड़का लगाए तड़के पे तड़का बुझी बुझी सी रंगत इसकी उड़ी उड़ी खुशबू SIDHU नाम है सिद्धू ओ नाम है सिद्धू so that's how you get so many things from your own
Mm,
life actually there is a movie called Das Vidania where the situation happened that the hero has to sing for his mother.
mm.
So I remembered my mother when I had to write, compose, and all. So at that time, I यूं तो मैं सबसे न्यारा हूँ पर तेरा माँ मैं दुलारा हूँ दुनिया में जीने से ज्यादा उलझन है माँ तू है कैलाश का जहां तू
Wow.
गुस्सा करती है बड़ा अच्छा लगता है तू कान पकड़ती है बड़ी जोर से लगता है मेरी माँ मेरी माँ प्यारी माँ मम्मा so I used to remember at that time that my mother even with love if someone sometimes she held my
Yeah.
ear it used to
Correct.
be tough it was really tough so I used those experiences in these lyrics.
So every time you create a song, there's a little part of you in the music
Yeah,
itself.
in my of my journey definitely is that.
Amazing.
I also think other people can relate to that. I'm sure everyone has
Everyone
some
actually.
version of
See,
their
someone asked me, Sanjana,
Huh.
someone asked me that tell me some story about it. So
Hmm.
I told them that you are a story. I am a story
Yeah.
Wow.
itself.
Yeah.
Himanshu is a story. Everyone is a story of God. We are a bit story of Almighty, the Creator, the Supreme Creator, basically. And we have our own chunks of memories, moments.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So whenever you ooze to write, whenever you ooze to create something,
Yeah.
definitely there is unlimited resources inside you of
Hmm.
experiences of moments you can collect
Big
you
fun.
can just live in your flow
Yeah.
that's
Definitely.
Amazing. Kailash I wanted to change the topic. All of the success that you've had has allowed you to give back a lot. And I think that's something that is really important to the next journey within your life. I just wanted to know a little bit about your foundation. What is the impact you are trying to have, and what is your kind of objective with it?
see when I came here in Mumbai film industry so everyone from any part of the world dream so big about this industry and
Mm.
entering into it, coming into this world, basically. So this world is a, world in itself, which is out of this entire world. And
Mm.
people just dream about it. Wow, somehow I should be part of it and all.
Mm.
Whenever you come here, the reality is this is very simple world, yet handful people are unreachable, unapproachable, and that makes it Hawa. So
Mm.
when I entered in this so-called Mahasagar, Mahadunya, Maya Nagri, so I decided that if this is called Bada Banna, I don't want to be this Bada Banna.
Mm.
And let me make difference by, being little bit successful also. And whatever I am now not getting, or I am deprived of,
Mm.
I'm deprived of what? By meeting so-called, known people,
Correct.
so-called those celebrities.
Mm.
So I thought that, oh, we have so many celebrities, but they are unapproachable, unreachable. Let me not become one of them, because everyone comes from a humble background.
Mm.
Nobody is actually born with a golden spoon. Very randomly, very rarely
Mm.
people come from those kind of background. Still,
Mm.
this creative world, you have to create your own path on your own skills.
Mm.
Even if you are, wealthy, or if you are from a rich background.
Yeah.
Yep.
If that's the truth, then let it be this way, that I don't want to be fake, or I don't want to be unapproachable, because it's a dream. Sometimes you idolize people, sometimes you
Mm.
look up to them a lot, but it's so hard to even meet them just for once.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you are not asking any help, you are not asking any money, but you want to meet them just because you adore them.
Mm.
You idolize their work,
Mm.
and that is the major frustration for any upcoming or any new person entering in this world, creative world, be it music or acting or anything to do with this creative film dunya or creative world.
Mm.
At that time I decided that whatever I am not getting, whatever I am deprived of, वो मुझे at the peak of my time,
Mm.
we have to give back to people.
Right.
So that is what is my passion is now. And
Mm.
Kailash Kher Foundation has started so many programs. And I started one program where singers launch singer, another talent. And
Mm.
that is going on for last 5 years. On my birthday, I, organize this event called Nai Udan, where
Mm.
I launch new musicians, new singer, and I spend my own money, give them the platform, give them the audience. And audience is also not just ordinary people, but many celebrities, they
Mm.
sit as an audience,
Wow.
and many of them comes as a chief guest, and they acknowledge and bless the new upcoming artists along with their
Mm.
parents also. So it's a big day for them. And that's how I'm trying to change the world. Otherwise, if you conventionally, if you follow the same
Mm.
trend, that you come here, you ragdofy, and sometimes your plane take off, sometimes you don't. So no,
Yeah.
I want to break the ice, I want to
Mm.
break the mold, and definitely I want to do something what has never been done before. किसी गायक ने कोई गायक पहले कभी लॉन्च किया नहीं भारत
Mm.
में। देखिए, गायक भी यहाँ हुए, धनवान भी हुए, मनवान भी हुए, बहुत सारे म्यूजिक कंपोजर्स, बहुत सारे
Mm.
प्रोड्यूसर्स, बहुत सारे फिल्म मेकर्स तगड़े तगड़े हुए। बट हैव यू हर्ड एवर किसी गायक ने कोई नया गायक लॉन्च किया?
Mm.
आई हैव स्टार्टेड दिस।
Correct. Amazing.
being a musician from film industry,
Mm-hmm.
mostly people are stuck in the glamour and stuff like that,
Yeah.
superficial world.
Mm.
But I have started one program called Mehar Rangat Festival. It is after my father's name,
Mm.
Wow.
Pandit Meher Singh Kher. So Meher matlab blessings, and uska rangat, the impact of blessings. In that, I'm actually trying to save and preserve the folk music, folk musicians, folk
Mm.
music instruments. Now, Ravan Hatha is one
Mm.
instrument, folk instrument from Rajasthan. Now we don't have Ravan Hatha player, professional players anymore. एक थे किशोर भाई, अब वो गुजर गए हैं. तो
Wow.
परमात्मा का ये देखिए कि अब हमारे पास जब प्लेयर ही नहीं होंगे तो धीरे धीरे रावण हत्था एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाएगा. तो आई एम ट्राइंग टू प्रिजर्व, सेव एंड किसी तरह जिन लोगों को बड़ा मंच नहीं मिलता उनको,
Mm.
हम फोक म्यूजिशियंस को उस मंच पे लाते हैं मेहर रंगत फेस्टिवल पे. सो दैट्स
Wow.
व्हाट आई एम आल्सो डूइंग. That happens another program. Then through Kailash Kher Foundation, we are now in this critical time. We are all out nationwide, pan India. We are actually helping many individuals, many institutions, many hospitals. Now we are on the spree to distribute ration kits, dry ration kits, uh, health kits, and this Ayurvedic health kits, which is a immunity booster,
Mm.
and also N95 masks. Also, we are on distributing this one oximeter, pulse meter. Also, we are distributing concentrator, oxygen concentrator to Rajasthan government hospital. So Kailash Kher Foundation is doing so many things, and we are trying to create a little bit difference than the usual, life
Mm.
people, and just a
To go
15
from that,
years of a career.
yeah, that's incredible
Impactful
work.
career
Also,
though.
yeah, definitely. So to go from that, you are also the voice of, you mentioned the work that you've done through the foundation, but you're also the voice of almost like all the important yojanas and schemes of the government, right? Like Bharat Ki Veer, the Swachh Bharat. So maybe you could tell us more about those initiatives as well, with the other amazing work that you've just described.
Yes, see, so many compliments I keep getting since the beginning of my career.
Hmm.
And one of them, which I also sometimes love the most, that ओ इनका वॉइस जो है वो ज़मीनी खुशबू आती है उसमें से, इनकी आवाज़ से मिट्टी की खुशबू आती है. सो
Wow.
Wow.
बिकॉज ऑफ दिस आई एम ब्लेस्ड, आई एम प्रिविलेज्ड एंड ऑनर्ड by you know being the voice of nation in many schemes, in
Hmm.
many such programs. The flagship voice is always mine. By the grace of God, this time's Olympic anthem I am also composing.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations. That's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah.
So yes, so these, each and every elements are adding in our career, but more than just a singing, more than just a song, it is a kind of a
Hmm.
uh, you know moment to cherish
Mm.
for me, and it's kind of a piece of my soul is also added to the next level of progress of,
Yeah.
for our overall growth of our nation.
Mm.
So be it Swachh Bharat mission,
Hmm.
where I am one of the Navratnas also of Prime Minister's sir also. He chooses us in that.
Hmm.
So, and I sang that. I used to sing, even earlier government also used to make me
Mm.
sing for many schemes. But after this new government in 2014, every
Hmm.
possible, flagship scheme, the voice would be Kailash Kher
Wow.
somehow. because I just don't sing zoo zoo zoo, hey hey hey, not just
Yeah,
a
understood.
very
Typical,
yeah,
yeah.
unnatural or a conventional way,
Mm,
but
mm,
somehow some passionate thing. I feel, I
mm,
feel the words, I feel the emotions behind those lyrics, and sometimes I write myself. Sometimes Prasoon Joshi ji, he is also Padma Shri awardee, so
mm,
sometimes he write, and our combination
mm.
being appreciated by every soul on earth, not only from our nation, but from people from abroad also appreciate a lot. So that's how Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, I
Hmm.
have sung. I have sung Skill India, Kaushalya Bharat. I have sung Bharat Ke Veer for paramilitary,
Mm.
salutation for our paramilitary. I have sung recently for हम शेर तेरे गलवान के, जो अभी recently military army song we sang. So it is like most
Wow.
important songs of our country, you know being sung by us, and I am honored and privileged for that. And many of them I don't even charge a single penny.
Mm.
Recently I sang Kumbh song, so I charged 1 rupee from Uttarakhand.
Just
Mm, please pardon.
Wow.
wow.
Kailashji, I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned this that just changing the topic a little bit, that Bollywood itself or getting into this industry is not only competitive, it's also a dream to a lot of people. And the dream sometimes doesn't really match the reality. Right. What do you think about, new artists being discovered through digital platforms, YouTube, Instagram, etc., right? And them creating their own path. What are your thoughts on this? How is somebody, let's take from the traditional or the conventional way of success compared to how people are being discovered and new artists are created now? What are your thoughts on that?
See, I somehow find it very interesting that
Hmm.
this new platform, this new wave evolved, so called digital. You have your own channel, you have your own production house, you have your own publishing house.
Hmm.
Yet there is, we need to set a balance, correct?
Hmm.
Otherwise, if we don't live with, that right balance with it, we will lose the charm of it, and we will
Hmm.
lose the plot basically. Now, when we have seen the era of cassettes, CDs, then pen drive,
Right.
and now streaming, you know
Right.
Yeah.
we belong to that world.
Correct.
I, in my beginning, in the beginning of my career, I was waiting to even have a one meeting for six months, to have a one meeting with A&R,
Hmm.
artists and representatives, those used to be from
Correct.
record companies.
Hmm.
And today's we don't need those. So
Hmm.
within 15 years, what a beautiful change.
Yeah.
But there is a catch in this.
Hmm.
There is a thin line. The digital success we need to make long lasting,
Hmm.
and that's where the conventional and traditional, your inner strength, your
Hmm.
real talent, because you can, through many apps, you can impress certain amount of crowd,
Correct.
but to let it go this way,
Hmm.
that is a tough task. For
Hmm.
that you need to be real talent, and for real talent you need to practice hard,
Hmm.
work hard on your skills. See, everyone actually is blessed and gifted, but you have to improve that by practices, by hard work. You cannot just sit idle and think that, oh, I've done that, been there, so I'm completely no. Art makes you always learn. You are the student of art, that's all.
Hmm.
To be it, you know biggest name, but that's what you are.
Yeah. can you also tell us about, your experience performing internationally and like all those live performances that you give? How does like tell us about that experience for you?
We have actually performed in the span of 14 years. Kailasa have performed more than 1400 concerts worldwide, and we have performed
Wow.
in most of the prestigious stages. We have performed in LA, Hollywood Bowl, Santa Monica Pier. We have performed at Stern Grove Festival. We have performed at Summer Festival, New York. We have performed in uh, Celebrate Brooklyn, Brooklyn Park. So we have actually internationally performed almost every country, every happening places. Those like pioneers in the stages.
Hmm.
Uh,
How does it feel to like see your music spread to people all across the world? I mean, I'm sure it must be the most amazing feeling when you're on stage. There's thousands, hundreds, tens of thousands of people in front of you, and they are all there just for you. Like, what is that sensation
yeah,
like?
now let me tell you. So, out of many, let me explain one incident.
Huh.
First time in Toronto,
Hmm.
you know, almost the audience were from almost 15 nations. So all the kind of uh,
Wow.
audience were there in front of us, and everyone was dancing. So one interviewer, backstage asked
Huh.
one of the audience. They were from Africa or South Africa, or
Hmm.
maybe some Cambodia, or unique places they
Yeah.
were
Right.
there.
Yeah.
So they just said that although we don't know the meaning of the words,
Hmm.
but we understand the meaning of music.
Wow.
What a beautiful lines they said, and that became the highlight of that event, because they in between, whenever little bit of technical changeovers used to happen, they used to play those reactions of crowd, reactions of
Hmm.
audience, and there it used to come again and again, that yeah, we get the music, we get it there, yes. So that's what we loved, that people don't even know where I come from, what my background is, but they are enjoying this kind of music.
And isn't that the most amazing thing? Like, music is able to transcend borders, languages, race,
Every
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, music actually is the language of your soul.
Hmm.
And your language of your soul connects with everyone and everything. You can
Wow.
actually communicate with trees, with animals, with birds. That's what the power music has.
Amazing. Kailash, I wanted to ask you this question, right? You've had so many commercial successes in movies, in your own music, and everything that you've done. What is your favorite song that either you have composed or generally, and why is your favorite?
Yeah. See, my favorites are always whatever happening in this moment.
Hmm.
So, because whatever has been done, now it's not mine anymore. It becomes to the world. It belongs to every soul.
Wow.
So, at present time, like there are many unreleased and unproduced songs which are here in my head, in my soul, and those are like, I can say it in my computer.
Hmm.
So those songs are very much there, because those are at present, at this moment. So I live all with all those. But for your
Hmm.
show, I can sing the most request which people send across, सैया, तेरी दीवानी,
Hmm.
and आज मेरे पिया घर आवेंगे.
Oh, that's
So
Teri Diwani is probably like one
yeah,
of my favorites of yours
yes.
as well, for
So
sure.
maybe I'll sing few lines of that. इश्क जुनू जब हद से बढ़ जाए, हंसते हंसते आशिक सूली चढ़ जाए, जब इश्क का जादू सर चढ़ कर बोले, खूब लगा लो पहरे रस्ते रब खोले, यही इश्क दी मर्जी है, यही रब दी मर्जी है, तेरे बिन जीना कैसा हो, हाँ खुद गर्जी है। तूने क्या कर डाला, मर गई मैं, मिट गई मैं, हो जी, हाँ हाँ जी, हो गई मैं तेरी दीवानी, दीवानी।
Wow, thank you so much. Oh my God. Kailash, thank you so much for your time. This has been an amazing experience. We've enjoyed it so much, learning from you, learning about yourself. And I think for the young audience that we are looking at entertaining, they're going to find so much value in what you said as well. So, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been great to have you.
Thank you.